Hey friends, good morning. It's Monday morning and just finished milking the cow. Got a fresh bucket of potential yogurt. And I wanted to talk this morning about the title of the video is obviously how the school system sets kids up to be sheeple. But that was just to get you to click and watch on it. Because we as parents can sometimes be just as guilty. Now I didn't say school teachers, I said the system. The way the system is set up causes kids to be sheeple because of one particular thing. When young kids are taking in the world, before they really start to know what reality is, they ask a lot of questions. Boy, do they ask a lot of questions. And one of those questions is, but why? But why? But why, Dad? But why? And innocently, it's asked innocently, except for at night, like 9 o'clock when they're trying not to go to bed, they'll ask why on about anything because they know, it will render an answer. And that is usually the point of the day where we spit out the most widely used answer, because I said so, now go to bed! And sometimes we use it more than that just throughout the day. And when we say, because I said so, what that does is it stifles them from asking more about why. And it causes them not to ask why pretty much when they start school, mostly because that's the age they're really at reality. And when somebody tells us to do something, but we don't believe in the why, we are quick to extinguish the validation of that chore or task we were asked to do because the why is not strong enough. And I think if we were to go through and re-explain things to kids, if they were as teenagers to continue asking parents and teachers, but why, we many times take that as offensive, but I don't think we should. And if we as parents or teachers cannot explain the why with logic, perhaps we should rethink why we're asking kids to do things. The reason being is that the school system is forced to grade kids on a grade. And many kids today are completely paralyzed when they can't get that grade. But what does that grade say about them? Well, it says something about how they did on the product. And what does that do? Well, it forces them to be reliant on external stimuli. They have to know how they did. They have to have that grade or but the process of what they did to get there, that part's not graded. So you may have a person that is not really reliant on the process of how to do things, or a kid that may be really smart but isn't graded on the process of how they do things, and that is what helps them form their why, the process. And then when they get to a job, their boss has to jump up and down exhaustingly like a cheerleader, helping them continue to be reliant on the external stimuli. And bosses today, that's why we have to have so many administrators and bosses to jump up and down and keep everybody motivated and keep everybody going, because nobody has the self-accountability and self-motivation to keep going because their why isn't existent. They don't ask why. When a couple goes in for marriage counseling, what's the first thing the counselor asks? Why did you marry this person? And many times we didn't question that early enough in the relationship. It was, because she was hot. Okay, well, put half your stuff over there and half your stuff over there, because that's where it's going. If we don't rethink our why, many times that's where people in midlife crisis go back and start asking why they're doing what they do, and they slow down and start to think about it. And when that why is no longer validated, you see this major shift. I myself have done that before, because I went back to asking why. Why are we doing what we do? Why are we raising food this way? Why are we raising children this way? And forcing myself to answer it with logic, and when it didn't make sense, well, I'm not going to do it that way then. And you just adjust. But many times what stifles people from making that change is because we as parents and the school system, when they want to know why, innocently, and we know we can't explain to them, we just extinguish that fire and curiosity. That's why kids aren't curious. That's why they're not self-motivated. That's why they're not self-accountable. And that's why we as a civilization get the wool pulled over our eyes, because we don't ask why. We don't question the government. Maybe it's because they set the school system up like that. Government school, that's what it is. It's government school. It's got a lot of really amazing people in it. But the system in which they all operate is government school. Anyway, an interesting thought. I hope today we as people that watch this video and share it if you like, and write a comment below, maybe what you think, maybe you don't agree, and that's okay. If you don't agree, that's okay. Guess what? I will still sleep like a baby tonight. That's all right. Not everything we talk about we all agree about. That's all right. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I hope why you do what you do is just off the charts, because that's what sets you apart from everybody else. It is a magnetic personality when your why is so ingrained and right on. Everybody wants to be around you. Everybody wants you at your job. It doesn't matter if you're good at it and your why sucks. Well, nobody wants to be around you. Anyway, you guys take care. We'll see you later. Bye.